Hello everyone, today I'm starting a new project with me and my friend Ali Masaki about CO2 emissions and how can affect our environment in future. So we start the first question. How can we make methane and reduce CO2 emission in the future as soon as possible?
First of all, thank you, Mr. Wa'il.
Yeah.
The process that we use to reduce CO2 emission and in the same time to produce methane is a reaction called Sabatier reaction, where we use CO2 as a reactant. It reacts with 4H2, which is the hydrogen, to produce CH4 methane and H2O, which is basically water. We use as catalyst like nickel and ruthenium at elevated temperatures and pressures.
So thank you for this information. We move to our second question. How can AI algorithms enhance catalytic process?
So the AI algorithms basically can predict the catalyst performance using varying conditions by analyzing experimental and simulation data, by using
Yeah.
data analysis to see which is the most efficient catalyst from among a lot of catalysts, to use it in the reaction to have the most maximum efficiency.
So, what rule can AI apply to monitor chemical reaction that that you mentioned now about the AI?
Well, AI can be used for real-time monitoring and control of reaction conditions like temperature, pressure, and gas ratio to ensure the maximum efficiency. A lot of AI models can be used to fix the specific values of each of these conditions so that we have a maximum efficiency of the reactions, so that we have the most quantity of the product, the biggest quantity, I mean.
So, Mr. Meseki, now we see a lot of countries do not respect the, the increase of CO2, especially China and second is United States. So, how can AI mix and reduce this reaction and increase to exploit it to a valuable reaction efficiency?
AI models can minimize energy consumption and improve the reactor performance, as I mentioned before, by fixing the conditions, the specific conditions for a long while as we are proceeding throughout the experiment, throughout the reaction. And it can suggest some optimal configurations for the reactors, heat changers and the whole stuff and the whole equipment, so that we can reduce energy loss.
So by talking about the methane, uh, yeah, how can AI improve the efficiency of methane conversions processes?
Oh, for methane combustion, the methane produced from this reaction can be combusted to produce energy, and AI can play a very tremendous role in this whole operation. It can enhance it by, the system optimization, as the AI can, manage and optimize methane combustion in turbines and fuel cells, where it can be combusted without emission of CO2, and it also can predict the the best equipment for the best efficiency of this whole process, and can balance the production and consumption of methane in systems, that use renewable energy to produce hydrogen via electrolysis. AI can monitor this whole process and automate it via
Thank
automation
you for this rich information.
automation
So
models.
yeah, in what ways can AI help balance the production and consumption of motion in system using renewable energy?
As I mentioned before, renewable energy is used to produce hydrogen via a chemical process called electrolysis. In this process, we can use the methane produced. The role in AI in this whole process, it maintained the efficiency of the reaction of
The
Sabatier
question,
of
the
methane
question is, please,
and
is
And then I know understand the question. I'm just talking, about this background so that I came back to the question and
Okay.
make it understandable to you. So we used AI for the reaction to make it efficient. After that, when we are using renewable energy, we use the AI models to automate and monitor the efficiency of the use of methane by surplus renewable energies to produce hydrogen via electrolysis. I think this is the most efficient response. I hope I'm being helpful.
So the question is, does methane have bad ways to use in the future?
Of course, methane is one of the infamous gases of the greenhouse gases that cause the greenhouse effect. So if used in an inappropriate way via combustion in the air, it will cause the emission of a huge quantity, a huge amount of CO2 gas, which we don't want. So that the solution that we came out to do is that we can use AI to optimize the CO2 capture process to ensure steady supply for methane production. And this whole process will be conducted in fuel plants, and those plants they capture methane, and they capture CO2 that is released by methane so that we can reuse it in the process of producing methane. So we use power plants or engines to generate electricity, but we capture the resultant CO2 using technology called CCS. So the post combustion, the phase before combustion, we capture the CO2 from the exhaust gases, and after the combustion, we reform methane into hydrogen and CO2, and then capture the CO2 to reuse it for combustion. So it's like a cycle where nothing is, just being put without being used or being productive.
So thank you for this information.
We can
Finally,
one final.
okay.
I think it is beneficial for your question. We can store CO2 in geological formations or repurpose it for other industrial processes. This is possible through this whole process.
This valuable and information. Thank you for that. So finally, how does AI ensure sustainable and energy efficiency operation? And if so, how can it be?
Uh, so the AI model that we will use the surplus renewable energy, and the energy produced by solar panels, wind, to produce hydrogen through electrolysis, which is then combined with CO2 to produce methane. This green methane can be a sustainable energy carrier. The chemical process is, very complicated, but the use of AI will make it a lot easier. So by giving the data to the AI model, it will monetize it to the specific conditions, and then it will use it in an automized way that we have to learn it to the AI to give it to the database once, and then it will do it without the interpretation of human beings, so that methane serves as a storage medium for renewable energy, effectively smoothing out fluctuations in power supply, which is very beneficial for the whole world.
So thank you very much, my friend, for this valuable information.
Thank you, Mr. Wa'il. It was
And
a great pleasure
and
meeting you.
and I hope it will be useful as soon as possible to help our environment to reduce this common risk that
We're
all the
hoping
world
so.
is
We're
facing.
hoping that we help the world through this project that I think is very beneficial for the science and for humanity. Thank you, Wa'il, for meeting me and having this discussion. It was a very beneficial one, and I hope we have found something that can help people in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wa'il.